Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a fully dedicated drugstore makeup tutorial. I went to the drugstore and I picked up a bunch of new makeup that I haven't tried before, and we are going to be putting it all on my face today, and I'll be letting you guys know all of my first impressions on it. I feel like it's been a minute since the last time I did a fully dedicated drugstore video, so it's about time. I picked up products that got me very excited, like this liquid bronzer from Physicians Formula, this blush color from e.l.f. Stunning. It caught my eye immediately. I even have some potential dupes here, so I hope you guys are going to enjoy. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts in the comments on everything that I used today, and also let me know any products that you've been really loving from the drugstore. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and let's get right into it. Okay, so we are going to start off this look with a little bit of skincare and some SPF. This is the Burt's Bees SPF 30 Gentle Day Lotion. This is the only product that I'm going to be using today that I have actually used before. I would say this is probably my favorite SPF from the drugstore. I just really love the fact that it's a mineral SPF. It's also obviously super hydrating because it's also a moisturizer. So I'm just going to apply this all over, and this is going to act as like our hydrating base for everything to sit on. So for foundation, I actually picked up two, and I'm still not even sure which one I want to use today. They're both more like hydrating foundations that really intrigued me. This one is the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation, and it says that there's squalane and hyaluronic acid in here. It also says that it's supposed to be illuminating, so that sounded really interesting to me. And then there's the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation, also with hyaluronic acid and collagen. So very, very similar vibes for both of these. I think I'm gonna go with the Maybelline one. I'll save this one for another day. So the claims for this, it says that it gives up to 12 hours of continuous hydration, visibly improves the look of skin, medium coverage with a radiant finish. I ended up going with the shade 35 Nude Beige. Honestly, when I was trying to pick a shade for this, it wasn't easy. I didn't really feel like any of the shades properly matched me. I feel like this is going to be too peachy, but fingers crossed it doesn't look insane. Whenever I try a new foundation, I always like to start off with a really small amount just to kind of see where that gets me, because I genuinely have no idea what to expect. This could be super full coverage. It could be really sheer. I really just don't know. So starting off with a small amount is always safe because I can always build from there. So I'm going to use a sponge today, and we're just going to build it up. Yeah, shade is definitely not great for me. It is totally like a little bit too dark and a little bit too peach, but we'll be able to make it work. I'm also filming with natural light today. I've been really trying to film with natural light for most of my videos lately because I feel like it just gives the best representation of what things actually look like. Especially when I'm trying new products, I think it's important for you guys to see everything as it is, because with studio lights, things can look a little bit more perfected. Oh, wow. It's actually looking really nice. When it comes to hydrating foundations, I always want it to look like it's sitting on my skin like skincare would. Ideally, I want it to make my skin look a little bit more plump and just like juicy. And this is actually giving that to me. Obviously, it's been 3 seconds, so I cannot say right off the bat that this is going to look like this for the rest of the day, but as of right now, it's looking really, really nice. Coverage is definitely a medium coverage. This is not a full, but it's also not super light. I feel like it covered up my redness really nicely, but I still see my skin texture through. Here's the difference between both sides of my face. This is with the foundation, this is without. It's looking really good. It's actually sitting really nicely on top of the drier spots on my face too. And the color actually isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. This is kind of a win all around so far. Okay, as of right now, things are looking really nice. Excited to see how this is going to continue to wear throughout the duration of this video and also throughout the day. But right now it's sitting really beautifully on the skin. It's giving me good coverage. Like, it's giving me everything that I kind of want it to give. For concealer, I also have two options here. I got the Maybelline Superstay 30-hour concealer. So this is supposed to be a very long wearing concealer, full coverage. And then I also picked up the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. Something like this reminds me of like the Kosas Revealer Concealer or the Say Hydra Beam, and I always like to see if I can find a good dupe. So let's try this out. Let's see if this reminds me of either of those concealers, because those are two of my favorites. So I'm going to use the shade Light to Medium. It does come with a little sponge at the top. I don't really love these types of applicators. I don't find that they do a great job at blending things out. Honestly, I prefer just to use my finger at that point. So we're not going to use that. We're going to use my sponge. I'm hoping that this is going to be kind of like a light to medium coverage with a nice glow. Oh, I do like that color. It's pretty neutral. Okay, I'm just going to apply that much, and let's see what that gives me. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, this is definitely reminding me of the Say Hydra Beam. Not so much the Kosas Revealer. I feel like the Kosas Revealer almost isn't as like glowy and hydrating as this is looking right now. But the Stay Hydra Beam gives a very, very similar finish. And this has great coverage too. The texture of this is also really nice and lightweight. Feels very like serum-like, doesn't feel thick or super creamy. Oh, I like that a lot. I love it when a concealer has a little bit of a glow to it because it just gives the under eyes a very fresh appearance, which is why I love the Stay Hydra Beam so much. And even the glowish concealer that I've been raving about, I love that one because it gives such a nice glow. And it doesn't feel sticky, which is ideal for this type of formula. This is exciting stuff. Okay, another very, very, very exciting Physicians Formula product that we're gonna be trying out today is the Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. I'm always looking for a good liquid bronzer from the drugstore. There aren't that many options out there, so whenever something pops up, I'm always really excited to try it out to see if it's any good. I was a little bit worried that this was going to be a shimmery liquid bronzer, but it's not. There's no shimmer in here. It's a completely matte formula. It honestly looks a little bit orangey for my liking. So I don't know if I'm going to absolutely love it just based off of the color, but we're not going to write it off just yet. Let's see. So I'm putting a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm also going to use my sponge. We're really using the sponge for everything today. Oh, it's very sheer. Okay, a couple things. First of all, color isn't as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it would look kind of like too orangey or terracotta on my skin, but now that it's actually blended out, I feel like it looks like a really nice, very natural bronzer shade. It's also quite sheer, so it's not giving me like an insane amount of impact, but I do like this level of sheerness because you're really able to make things look really natural, really blends easily into the skin. Now this does kind of remind me of the Make by Mario Skin Enhancer. Not that this is a dupe, but I feel like it's similar just in the way that it's sitting on the skin. It just feels like a really easy product to work with and to build up. Like this does not feel like something that you can easily over apply or have it look crazy. Like I just applied a pretty solid amount of this kind of haphazardly, and I just feel like it looks so nice and blended and natural on my skin. And my skin just still looks very skin-like. Like it doesn't look like I'm wearing bronzer on my face, which is very similar to how the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer makes me feel. So this seems like it's a nice product if you want more like a veil of bronze and not necessarily like intense sculpting with your bronzing product. Okay, I'm pretty excited to try out this blush from e.l.f. This is the Luminous Putty Blush in the shade Isla del Sol. It looks like the most beautiful, bright, corally orange. I have tried the e.l.f. Putty blushes before and I do like them. I haven't tried the luminous version though, so that's gonna be new to me. The color looks so beautiful. It looks like the perfect orange for the summertime. Again, I'm gonna use my sponge. I'm just gonna dip in directly into the product. Wow, this is so pretty. Holy crap. If you like orange blush, get this immediately. Sometimes with orange blushes, like you want to be careful when applying because you don't want it to be like too intense. You want that perfect amount of intensity. And with orange blushes, like they can definitely go overboard really quickly, especially if they're super, super pigmented. This applied like seamlessly. It just gave me like the perfect wash of orange and it blended stunningly into the rest of my face. Probably the most excited about this blush right now because I think this is going to be my summer blush. Wow, so pretty. This is also the luminous formula, so there's definitely a glow to it as well. I can see the shimmer a lot more like in the actual pot, but it's very, very fine, but on the face it does translate to be very subtle. I'm gonna make a TikTok about that. Like I'm really excited about it. The last product that I'm gonna put on my face is gonna be another Physicians Formula product. This is the Butter Glow Liquid Highlighter. This is gonna be really, really pretty. Look at that reflection, look at that sheen. Always nice to find those highlighters that just give you that perfect amount of glow without being too metallic. As you guys know, I'm very, very picky when it comes to highlighter. I want my highlighter to pop, but I also don't want it to look too metallic or too intense. I really want it to like mesh into the skin nicely, and this is doing exactly that. It's a very, very thin formula. It's not super creamy, so it's really meshing very nicely. Well, it looks like Physicians Formula is really killing their products lately because the concealer, the bronzer, and the highlighter, all beautiful. Dare I say this might just be the best base that I've ever done with drugstore products. Whenever you try any new products, whether it's from the drugstore or Sephora or even like more luxury brands, like you just never know what you're gonna get. And it's always just so nice when everything actually works out as it should. Like it's so pleasant. We're gonna do some brows. This is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. I don't think I've tried this before. I might have in the past, but from like my memory, I don't think I have. And I was actually really excited to see that they had an auburn shade in their lineup. It's so hard to find any type of like auburn brow product at the drugstore. I obviously like to use auburn brow products because my hair is very unnaturally red, and so I like it for my brows to kind of have that same warmth that my hair has. So this is a brow pen. Brow pens could be a little bit intimidating because they're definitely a little bit more intense than like a pencil or a powder, but they're really great, especially when you want to create hair-like strokes where there isn't any hair. Because normally with powders or with pencils, you need to have at least a little bit of hair in the area that you're applying the product for it to really grab and stick and last. And with brow pens, obviously depending on the product, they last even on bare skin. So it's really great to use if you want to really create hair-like strokes where you just don't have any hair. So let's see how this works. I'm just going to start by just making small little flicks in my brows. I'm going to zoom you guys in so you can really see what I'm doing. The color may actually be a little bit too warm for my brows because obviously my brows are not naturally this auburn color. So I feel like I will need to put some type of auburn brow gel through them as well to really blend the color. But what I do like to do when I use a brow pen is I brush it through with a spoolie kind of as I go because it helps to blend the product. It's working fine, but I don't know, I'm just not in love with how it's making my brows look. I did get my brows recently and it wasn't the best decision I've ever made, and I feel like it's kind of made my brows act a little bit weird. I don't know, I just haven't been able to like get my brows to work with me since getting them laminated. I also might have over plucked them a little bit. Now let's apply some mascara. I'm actually pretty excited about this. This is from Milani. It's called the Highly Rated Lash Extensions Tubing Mascara. I love tubing mascara because it doesn't smudge, so you don't have to worry about raccoon eyes. And it also comes off with just water, which is really great. When you're removing your makeup, it comes off so easily. And I've never tried a tubing mascara from the drugstore, so very excited about this. I don't think I've really tried any of the Milani mascaras before. It's giving me very clumpy lashes. I don't know, because it's so new. It's such a wet formula, so it's kind of clumping all of my lashes together. Oh wow, that is actually really not good. This may just be the first fail product of today's video. The more I build it up, the worse it's getting, so I'm just gonna stop. Oh my god, no, it's not good at all. I look like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lashes on this eye. I'm actually gonna take a spoolie just to try and release some of these clumps. Oh no. Well, that's a hard no, unfortunately. I also got mascara all over my lid as per usual. I'm gonna wait till that dries and then I'm gonna scrape it off, but let's actually move on to the lip because I got a couple lip products. So this lip liner is from L'Oreal and I picked it up because I felt like it looked like a good contour lip liner shade. It was hard to tell because obviously I wasn't able to swatch it, so I was really just going off of the color at the end, but it just looked like a nice like cool toned nudie brown. So I'm hoping that it is that, because sometimes the shades at the end of these products can be a little bit deceiving and it's not even close to what they actually look like. So it's called 114 Mating Call. It's a little bit peachier than I would have liked, but it's a nice tone. Now that I'm saying the name out loud, I also feel like I might have purchased this in the past. It just sounds really familiar to me. Let's just line the lips though. Yeah. It's a good color, but it's not really what I was hoping it would be. I want it to be a little bit more cool tone to give me that like contoured effect. And this is definitely a little bit like more peachy nude. The first color we're gonna try is going to be from NYX, and this is the Smooth Whip Matte Lip Cream. I got 2 shades. I got more of like a nudie shade and then kind of like a reddy coral. The nude shade is called Laundry Day, and then the corally shade is called Kitty Belly. How did they come up? What a great name. I would love to have been in on that marketing meeting when they were like, let's name all these lip products. And somebody was like, I think we should name it Kitty Belly. And everybody was like, yes, Kitty Belly is definitely a perfect name to represent this color. Okay, let's try Laundry Day first and see what this looks like. Actually a great color for this lip liner. So it's like a powdery, soft matte lip cream. It's actually a lot lighter than I expected. Like look at the color compared to the tube. I thought it would be like a bit of a deeper nude, but I do like this. This is a really great formula to use if you like that soft matte kind of blushy lip look when you put a little bit of color more so like on the inner parts of the lip, and then you just kind of blot it out to give you that almost like rosebud effect to the lips. Okay, let's try Kitty Belly. Oh, beautiful coral. Okay, I'm just applying a little bit, and then I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger. And yeah, that is giving me the perfect kind of like blushy lip look. I was trying to think what formula this reminded me of, and it's pretty much identical to the Kaja Love Swipe formula. It gives you that perfect like soft matte, slightly powdery lip look. I really like that, and I like this color a lot. I do like this color more than the nudier one. Now we're gonna try a completely different product from Quo. This is called the Plumping Lip Butter. Just the name and the way that this product looks reminded me immediately of the Makeup by Mario lip serums, I think they're called. Have not been able to stop wearing them. They're just so shiny and glossy, and they make your lips look amazing. So very curious to see if this is going to be a similar type of product. I got the shade Chef's Kiss, which frankly I did kind of just get because of the name. I was so excited to see a lip product called Chef's Kiss, but it also looks like a really nice deeper warm nude. So let's see. We were very close to this being a dupe, but it's definitely not. The texture of the Makeup by Mario lip serums are serum-like. Like they feel super lightweight, almost like slightly oily on the lips. This feels thick. It looks like a full-on lipstick that just has a little bit of a sheen. The Makeup by Mario ones are also glossier. Like this is pretty. I do like the way it looks, but it's not really anything that I'm jumping up and down about. This also tastes really terrible. Kind of tastes like plastic. So the last product that we're gonna try is another product from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink in the shade 15 Peach. I like this color. So this is another more like matte formula. It's obviously also supposed to be more of like a long wearing formula. What I'm not loving about this is that there is some tackiness to the product. So when I rub my lips together, you can see it kind of like makes my lips stick together. And the fact that it's not completely drying down actually isn't a terrible thing, because that just means that it's not going to completely dry out my lips. But I just don't love that feeling. I just prefer a product that, I don't know, isn't tacky. So that is it for everything that I have to try. As far as my first impressions go, I am really loving what my skin is looking like. So hydrated, so fresh. It's not settling weirdly, and I've had this on for an hour now, so everything has really had a chance to like, you know, sit on my skin. And I will give you guys an update at the end of the day to show you how everything is actually wearing. So it is currently 11 a.m. and I will check in with you guys a little bit later. I am getting some very nice golden hour lighting right now. Okay, so it's 6:15. That means I've been wearing the makeup for close to 8 hours. I'm actually very impressed with how this foundation wore throughout the day. And I'm actually wearing zero powder products, only creams. I just realized that right now. And the fact that everything has lasted as well as it has throughout this entire day is very impressive. So let's just like break down everything very quickly. Check out the foundation. It has barely moved. The only place where it looks like a little bit dry is around my nose and on my leftover eczema that I still have on my upper lip, but like that's honestly to be expected. It still looks super even. It hasn't faded off on my face anywhere. My skin looks really hydrated and dewy and just fresh looking even 8 hours later. Same thing with the concealer. Considering I didn't set it down with any powder, it's lasted really well. It has like settled into the lines underneath my eyes and creased slightly. Kind of to be expected. Again, I didn't set it, but even at that, it was very minimal. The blush is also still so intense. Normally cream blushes will fade on me so quickly. So I'm pretty surprised with how intense this orange is still looking on my cheeks. I actually really wanted to swatch this blush compared to the Tower 28 Golden Hour blush, which is another one of my favorite orange blushes. I do feel like this is more similar to Picante from Nude Sticks. I love that blush. It's one of my favorite orange blushes as well. So I'll do a little swatch side by side so you guys can see what the e.l.f. blush looks like next to that one too, just to see how they all compare. But here's what it looks like next to Golden Hour from Tower 28. Very similar. This is Tower 28. This is e.l.f. I would say the Tower 28 one is like slightly brighter, and I actually prefer the tone of the e.l.f. one. And then I also have this Milk blush in the shade Swerve, which is a little bit of like a deeper orange shade, and that's Swerve. And this is an even rustier orange shade. Not quite the same, but just nice to see it compared. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to let me know all of your thoughts in the comments and hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.